Welcome to Scouter Taz. Today we are at Operation Nighthawk. What's Operation Nighthawk, you might ask? Well, here's some information about it.
Operation Nighthawk began in 1982. It's now grown to be one of the largest scouting activities in southeast Queensland, other than a jamboree. It is supported by Scout and Venture units from southeast Queensland and northern New South Wales. It is an overnight hike for Scouts and Venturers with activity bases in the bushes. At these bases, leadership and technical skills are scored on a variety of different tasks. These things might include first aid, construction, problem solving, survival skills, and many other scouting activities.
So we're getting ready on base 5 in the middle of a paddock, in the middle of Crow's Nest somewhere. And this is a construction base. Now the Scouts have 8 minutes to construct a tripod of sorts to rescue themselves from the flood. So it has to be strong enough that they can build the tripod using knots and ropes and stand on the tripod. Up to 8 Scouts in each team, so 8 Scouts have to fit around this little tripod. So 8 minutes, that's the deal. So okay, so your typical Nighthawk base has a couple of things. It has a check-in tent and a holding tent. So the check-in tent is when the teams come in, they check in, and the holding tent is if they have to wait before they go to do their activity, they sit in the holding tent. Over here behind me is the activity area, 4 activities going at each time. So most bases do 4 activities on each time, and we just push them through. So the Scouts come in, they check in, then they do their activity, then they head out again.
To make that a little bit more clearer, when I said there are 4 activities going at the same time, that is 4 of the same activity goes on in the same time at the base. So 4 different units are doing the same activity, being scored by 4 judges at the same time.
So here we are, coming on the sundown at Nighthawk. We are totally set up. We've got the sign-in tent just there, and next to that is the holding tent where the Scouts will wait if they have to wait. For this activity, it's a construction activity. So each Scout group has been given 6 poles and 5 ropes. They have to construct a tripod that is high enough to get them off the ground, 60 centimeters in fact. So it's a working together teamwork. It's knowing their knots and their lashings, particularly their figure 8 knots and their square lashings, particularly those two, maybe a Prosic lashing, and
So teams arrive throughout the night. They leave the original base around 5 to 5:30. They start arriving at the bases after that. As the groups complete their activity, they checked out and are given a set of instructions, which is the instructions to find the next base. This goes on for 7 bases. So with approximately 1,000 Scouts leaving the bases in teams of 8, this will go on for some time, with some groups not leaving until 10 o'clock at night and finishing the hike early the next morning. The event's usually held in the second weekend of August, which can be quite cool, although this year it hasn't been. Any youth member in Scouts and Ventures will always tell you it is a great time. It's a lot of fun. And there's always the Milo base. Everybody loves the Milo base.
well, that's Operation Nighthawk in a nutshell. It's on every year. It's in the Darling Downs region in Queensland, and we've had probably over 1,000 odd Scouts coming through the base tonight. We're looking 108 teams approximately coming through, and yeah, it's a lot of fun, very tiring, a lot of fun for us and a lot of fun for the Scouts. So hope to see you around soon.